morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here. Chris from New York. Actually in Carmel right now. Turn this down a little bit so you can hear me. So how'd you guys do? Did you make it past through, well, today's November 24th, 2017, the day after Thanksgiving. And I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I did. And I managed to keep my mouth shut the whole time. Actually, the only thing I did bring up is the hidden camera that I found on the screen port on my phone with my nephews and other constituents. You know, while I was at the table thinking to myself, I remember somebody in the news said this is going to be a very intense Thanksgiving because everybody's, you know, with Trump being in the ministry and half the people not liking him and half the people liking him. Somebody brought that up at the table, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, no, that's wrong, you know, because if this was the way it should be, we should all be discussing flat Earth instead of bullshit politics and complete nonsense that don't make a difference in your life. You know, we should be discussing that. And then I was thinking to myself, you know, it's almost like you can become a ball earther again, you know? I was thinking to myself, how they're living their lives like this with thinking that they're living in a ball, traveling through space, not knowing what the hell's around them, when meanwhile you and I are the smartest people in the world knowing this information, which we haven't even cracked the surface of anyway. I've been doing some research on some other channels, and I have had some answers, some questions answered for me, shall we say. And I have to do more research on it. I'll probably need the weekend, and I'll bring it up. You might have already come across it. I don't know what you're doing in terms of research. But it explains the sun and the moon to me, because it's always bothered me how, you know, they seem like they're solid objects up there, but I don't want to give too much away, but, you know, it turns out they probably are not solid objects. And, you know, and everybody says when the last time we had that solar eclipse, that the moon is 73 miles long, at least according to the shadow that it was projecting on our land. And yeah, it might seem that way, but I don't believe it's a solid object up there. And if it was, and it was only 73 miles large, and through the perspective of the shadow that we see and the mathematics that you do to figure the size of a shadow, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want to go with it. I don't need to explain it. We would have landed on it. You know, I mean, we have the rockets to go up there. I don't even know if they work really, but I mean, we do have rockets that can go up there. Why wouldn't we land on it, you know? I mean, it'd be cool to land on something that's only 73 miles, you know, large. That'd be pretty cool. But it's not, because it doesn't exist up there the way we have been told that it is. I'm not really quite sure exactly what they are, but I'm beginning to, with my research, it's explaining some questions. I just need a couple more days, maybe the weekend, to look through this. And I'll tell you all about it. And it's just a belief, okay? But think about this also. It's 8:20 here right now. In California, it's 5:20 in the morning. Okay, the sun hasn't even rose there yet on that side of the country. And it's not because of the curvature of the earth. We all know that. That's all parlor tricks. We're beyond that at this point. I'm looking at the sun, and it's all the way up like 10 o'clock in the sky right now. And it was yellow this morning when it rises, and it turns, and it's red. But now it's a bright white ball up there, you know, or white disc, shall we say, up there right now. That's how I'm seeing the sun. In about 45 minutes in California, they're going to see this beautiful sunrise. It's going to have amazing colors, you know, red, beautiful clouds. You know, if it's clear as it is here, it's even going to be more of a beautiful sunrise. But they're looking at the sun at a different perspective than I'm looking at it. You know, I'm looking at it, it's already daylight here, and it's been like that for 3 hours. They're looking at it as the sun is rising, and they're looking at this beautiful sun, which looks totally different than the sun that I'm looking at right now. Okay, I want you to think about that. How could that be possible? You know, oh, because of the atmospheric conditions. And that's a scientific point of view of it. Because of the atmospheric conditions, that's why you're looking at the sun and the beautiful color and all that. No, it's bullshit. It's not true. There's another explanation to it. And that's what my research is leading into. All right, well, I thank you for viewing my videos. I thank you for taking your time with me this morning or this afternoon or whenever you're watching this video. Thank you for subbing. And thank you for your comments. And, all right, I think I said what I needed to say.